Fala galera, tudo bem? Eu sou o Wendell Correia e a 89 conversou com Mark Gardner, o vocalista da banda Ride. Eles começaram em Oxford, na Inglaterra, em 1988, deram uma pausa em 1996 e voltaram de vez com a banda em 2014. Eles são atração do Balaclava Fest na áudio. Quem conversou com o Mark foi o João Paim, que trabalha aqui no 89 também, e essa é a primeira vez do Ride no Brasil, então o Mark falou um pouco sobre isso.
So this is your first time in Brazil. What are you expecting about the country?
You know what? I'm sure it's going to be great. Yeah, I've never been to Brazil ever, which is crazy to me because I've travelled around the world and I'm enchanted by Brazil. So I don't know. You know, I'm older, so I don't hold any big expectations ever since Ride reformed because then you can get disappointed. So I'm pleasantly surprised a lot, and I'm sure I'm going to be pleasantly surprised to finally hit Brazil. You know, I'm a massive Elis Regina fan as well, so I'm loving Elis Regina music, so
Ele viajou pelo mundo todo e é encantado pelo Brasil. Agora que ele tá mais velho, ele não cria muitas expectativas para não se decepcionar. E assim, sem essa expectativa, ele acaba se surpreendendo. E mesmo não criando essas expectativas, ele tem certeza que vai se surpreender com o Brasil. E ele também falou que é grande fã da Elis Regina. Aí o João perguntou se ele conhece outros músicos brasileiros além da Elis Regina.
Do you know any other Brazilian performers? Any other people from music from Brazil?
You know, the obvious sort of stuff, but other than the obvious stuff, not so much. I mean, I was made aware of some more independent bands because I was on a kind of a film about indie music in Brazil. So, you know, but I mean, a little bit, but not loads, you know. But I love, you know, I love the rhythm of, you know, the rhythm of Brazil. I know it's very cliche, but sort of rhythm, I think is incredible, yeah. The groove, it's all about the groove.
Ele falou que é mais do óbvio e viu uma vez um filme sobre a música independente do Brasil. Então ele conhece um pouco, mas não muito. Mas gosta muito do ritmo brasileiro, né? Até falou que é mais sobre o groove, né? O Mark falou melhor também sobre esse ato de quase 20 anos do Ride e também sobre quem decidiu voltar com a banda.
You were in Seattle for almost 20 years. How did it happen and who was the one that reunited you guys and said, let's get back together, let's be Ride again and perform?
Well, I was the one that... So the thing is, the band, although we weren't playing together as a band, we always hung out. I mean, we saw a lot of each other as friends, so it wasn't like we didn't see each other for a long time. So we always got together, and on one of our get-togethers, I mean, I was aware that, things happen. I lost my dad, you know, and then you realise really that time is really ticking on, and I think I'd have really regretted personally never playing with Ride again, you know. So at one of our meetings, I just said to the rest of the guys, look, I'm asked this question all the time because I was doing quite a lot of solo work and studio work about if Ride will ever play again. So I'm going to ask you guys, do you think we will play again? And everyone kind of went, yeah, you know, we'd love to. Obviously Andy at the time I think was in BDI, so it wasn't quite, he had to wait for that to be kind of maybe over or something, I don't know. But yeah, so I would probably take credit for being the one to ask the questions, yeah.
Ele contou que mesmo sem a banda, continuaram sendo amigos, então não ficaram todo esse tempo sem se ver. Quando o pai do Mark faleceu, ele percebeu que a vida vai passando. Então ele notou aí que ia se arrepender se a banda não voltasse. Então em um desses encontros com os caras do Ride, ele perguntou o que eles achariam de tocar juntos de novo, e todos responderam que sim, topavam essa ideia. Na época o guitarrista deles, o Wendell, tava com BDI, que foi aquela banda que o Liam Gallagher formou depois do fim do Oasis, né, depois que ele brigou com o Noel. Então eles tiveram que esperar isso acabar, né, essa turnê e esse trabalho que o Wendell tava fazendo com o BDI. Então quem teve essa ideia da volta do Ride foi o Mark. E aí o João perguntou como é que foi a volta em relação às expectativas dos fãs, como é que eles sentiram isso.
So, how was for you to come back with so many expectations from the fans?
Yeah, I think any time that we've been in Ride, there's always been expectations because apart from when we started, because when we started, nobody knew us. And then as soon as we started making records, the public was watching, so there was always a feeling of a weight of expectation around what we were doing from a very young age. So I I knew that we'd be able to play much better now than we did at the time because technology has changed. The monitoring is much better on stage. We didn't really know what we were doing the first time around. We just had everything so loud we couldn't hear anything. So we've learned to listen to each other much better now, and we're a much better live band now, I think, than we were back when we were kids, But, that has a charm as well when you're kids because it was just kind of completely chaotic. So it's still kind of got some of that, but it's just things that are really important to me. Like if you're singing in harmony, that you're in tune we're much better. The singing is much better now because, like I say, we can hear what we're singing. So, yeah.
O Mark contou que desde que começaram a gravar os primeiros discos, o público sempre acompanhou o que eles estavam fazendo. Então ele voltou sabendo que teria que tocar bem melhor do que antes por conta da evolução da tecnologia e os equipamentos no palco que estão bem melhores. Antes eles mal se ouviam e aprenderam a se ouvir agora. Então eles estão bem melhores ao vivo. Mas comentou que tinha um charme quando eles eram jovens por conta do próprio caos, né? Isso aí de não se ouvir direito. Falou que fazia parte ali do script, digamos assim, dos shows do Ride. E ele acha importante cantar afinado, né? Então agora estão melhores porque eles conseguem se ouvir no palco. O Mark falou que mudou pra melhor e pra pior na indústria musical desde o começo da carreira.
You've been in the musical industry for more than 20, almost 30 years. In your opinion, what has changed for the best and what has changed for the worst since the first years of your career?
I mean, Ride, with regards to Ride or just in general, do you mean?
Oh, you can say a little bit about both.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, I think generally, it's not so good because artists don't get paid for their records anymore, so that makes it very tough for young artists to start and get going. But, at the same time, with that, there's your music is spread better than it probably was now around the world because of the internet and stuff like that. And, there's not so many middlemen and people that were just in it for the money as there were back in the day. I think some artists did pretty well back in the day, but it was always people that are ready to take money away from you and stuff like that. So, I think money men have gone to different industries and they've left the music industry because there isn't so much money there anymore, which is a good thing. So maybe now it's just a lot more people that just more genuinely into music. And with Ride, I think we feel that obviously there's more older bands playing now because maybe that's their only way that they're going to still make a bit of money or make a bit of a living now. They can't sit back and wait for record sales to come in. Maybe a lot of them did that back in the day and be lazy, but you can't be lazy anymore. And it's good because there's lots of great bands that keep going. I'm in a studio and the Stranglers were in last week and they're amazing. They're still amazing, and they're older, but they're still fantastic. And that was a real honour and a privilege for me to have a band like the Stranglers in my studio, writing new music and still being amazing. So, it's kind of interesting. And I think older people are probably a bit healthier now when they're older and they still want to go out and watch gigs. So I think the older bands still appeal to the older people. And I think maybe generally everything's more eclectic in a sense that people are discovering young people are discovering, bands like Ride, bands like the Beatles, as well as the bands that are around at the time. I think it's a kind of complete mix, which I think in some ways is pretty good, really.
Ele acha que não está muito bom atualmente porque os artistas não são pagos pelos discos que fazem, o que dificulta muito para quem está começando. Mas a vantagem é que está mais fácil de divulgar as músicas por conta da internet. Ele pontuou ainda que não tem mais o divulgador, né, que para ele era um cara que estava ali mais pelo dinheiro, e para o Mark antes os artistas se davam muito bem, mas tinham pessoas que tiravam dinheiro deles. E pra ele não tem mais essas pessoas que só pensam em lucrar, porque eles não estão mais trabalhando com música, o que pra ele é bom, porque agora quem trabalha com isso está mais focado na música mesmo, né? O trabalho musical e não só no dinheiro. Em relação ao Ride, ele acha que as bandas dessa época estão fazendo mais shows por ser o único jeito de se manter em cena, porque agora não dá mais pra contar com dinheiro de vendas dos discos. Contou que estava em estúdio com os caras do Stranglers na semana passada e acha que eles continuam demais. Pra ele foi uma honra e privilégio receber eles no estúdio fazendo músicas músicas novas. E ele terminou dizendo que as pessoas mais velhas estão mais saudáveis e continuam querendo ir para os shows e que esse público é mais fiel. Também acredita que todos estão mais ecléticos e que ainda tem jovens descobrindo bandas antigas como o próprio Ride e os Beatles, o que pro Mark é muito legal. E aí ele também deu opinião sobre a cena musical da Inglaterra atualmente.
What's your opinion about the England musical scene nowadays?
I think it's healthy. I mean, there's always England's a tough place climatically, so I think people have to make their sunshine during the winters with music, and I think England's always got a culture of interest in great music, and I think there's lots of always interesting good music coming out of England. I mean, I listen to lots of Six music when I can, and there's always interesting acts that keep coming through. Maybe not the strict movements like there used to be. You could sort of say there's like punk movements, there was like a ska movement, there was like indie, maybe the scenes aren't so strong in that way, but I think there's always just interesting, lots of interesting music always keeps coming, yeah. But, if I didn't feel like that, I wouldn't have a studio, that's kind of what I love having a studio, because, people start to come through and you start to mix people and you're like, wow, this is great, and it's just a feeling, there's young people can do that really well, and old people can, some old, so it's
Ele acha que tá bem. Comentou que a Inglaterra é um lugar difícil em relação ao clima, então as pessoas se aquecem, entre aspas, através da música. Pra ele lá sempre tem músicas boas e interessantes, e ele sempre tenta ouvir essas músicas novas. Acha que a cena não tá tão forte como antigamente, como era com o punk, o ska e o indie, mas continua interessante. Ele conta que é até por isso que ama ter um estúdio, e ele faz esse trabalho tanto com os velhos quanto com os novos. E aí o Mark também falou sobre o processo de composição do álbum mais recente, o Weather Diaries, de 2017.
How was the creative process of this not new, but the most recent album from Ride?
Weather Diaries was great. I mean, we really got back to working as a group, and that's when it's best. It's simple as that. I mean, it was a great feeling. We worked with Errol Alkan as a sort of producer. He was great as well. It all worked really well, and I think the record sounds good as a result. We didn't just want to make another record the same as. We couldn't do that anyway because we've changed so much as people. But there's probably more soul in this record. There's more, But when we come to Brazil, obviously we're going to play more of the old. We understand that people firstly want to hear, probably more of the older stuff. So we'll be playing lots of that, as well as a few tracks from Weather Diaries and maybe a couple of completely new songs as well. But I think that's the general idea. But we'll be playing lots of old stuff for the Brazilian audience because they've not heard it live.
Ele gosta do Weather Diaries, disse que voltaram a trabalhar como um grupo, E isso é melhor. Eles trabalharam com o produtor Errol Alkan, que também foi incrível. Tudo funcionou muito bem e ele gostou do resultado desse disco. Eles não queriam se repetir, fazer o que já tinham feito antes. E nem acha que isso seria possível, porque agora eles são outras pessoas com o passar dos anos, Sobre o álbum, ele acha que tem um pouco mais de soul em relação aos outros álbuns do Ride. E aí ele falou sobre o show no Brasil também, disse que vão tocar principalmente as músicas antigas, já que é a primeira vez do Ride no Brasil. Mas também pretende tocar as mais recentes e até algumas novas. Bom, galera, essa foi a entrevista que a 89 fez com o Mark Gardner, o vocalista da banda Ride. O Ride, que é a atração do Balaclava Fest, lá na áudio. Valeu, galera, e até a próxima!
Hi, this is Mark Gardner from Ride, and you're listening to 89 FM, the Radio Rock.
89, a Rádio Rock.